welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School, Ellettsville, Indiana, where it's rivalry night. The Owen Valley Patriots make that 10-mile trip down State Road 46 here to Ellettsville to take on the Edgewood Mustangs. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball here on Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. And Quinn, this is a big-time rivalry game with a lot on the line tonight as Edgewood is trying to seal up the sole possession of the WIC East.
Yeah, this is a very huge matchup. This is always a huge rivalry game. You've always compared it to the Hatfields and the McCoys, but this time it's a little extra special because both teams still have a chance to win this division outright. All Edgewood needs to do is win tonight. Owen Valley will need to win and then have to hope that Indian Creek loses to Cascade.
Yeah, Edgewood's 4-0 in the division. Indian Creek is 3-1. They don't play tonight. They'll play Cascade next week. Owen Valley 3-1, Cascade 1-2, Cloverdale 1-3, and then Brown County is 0-5 in the division. Now in the West, Greencastle is 3-1. They are playing North Putnam tonight. West Vigo is 3-1. South Putnam is 2-2. Sullivan 2-2. North Putnam is 1-3, and Northview is 1-3 as well. As it's the division. The crossovers are in a couple weeks here, as Edgewood was scheduled to play Greencastle tomorrow night, but with the impending winter storm, that game has been called off due to the weather. It may not be rescheduled because they may end up seeing Greencastle here in a couple weeks as well. So as we get ready here for the starting lineups between these two teams, we're going to look at the starting lineups here for Owen Valley. It will be at one forward, Tide Raudebush. For the Patriots, Raudebush is a 6-foot senior. Keaton Richardson, number 22, 6'1" senior. Stephen Atkinson is 6'4" and a sophomore. Brandon Bonebrake is 5'11" and a sophomore, wearing number 23. And then Drew Motter is 5'10" and a guard, wearing number 1. Roger Fleetwood, the coach, 27-35 in his third year in the school, 537 and 416 in 32 years overall. He has coached several places and coached at Southmont, Perry Meridian, Brown County, Whitgo. He's also coached down in Georgia. He won the state championship in 2004 at South Gwinnett High School with a guy named Lou Williams, who now plays for the LA Clippers. Now for the Edgewood Mustangs, it is the same starting lineup. It is Trevor Taylor, a 6'3" sophomore, wearing number 1. Joe Cheeto, 5'7" senior, wearing number 2. Tate Balcom is a 6-foot senior, wearing number 4. And then you got Coleman Sater, 6'4", sophomore, number 5. And Cam Bannister, a 6'2" senior, wearing number 10. J.B. Neal is in his third year at the school, 48 and 19, 125 and 81, and his 9th year overall for the Edgewood Mustangs. So it is a huge rivalry game. As Owen Valley in the blue and Edgewood in the white. As it's going to be Sater and Atkinson to jump center here for the Mustang, or for Edgewood, and we are underway here from the Mustang Corral. Owen Valley controls, that is deflected off Trevor Taylor, and it will be Owen Valley ball.
Owen Valley didn't have a great start to the season, but has rebounded here in conference play and are currently at 500 at 6-6.
6-6, coming off a coming off last week with a loss against Northview 41-39, beat Cloverdale 59-47 last Friday night. Owen Valley not a team that loves to push it up the floor. They average 47.8, give up 48.5. Here comes Edgewood in transition. Trevor Taylor, and it's going to be called for a travel for the Mustangs, as that's not the way you want to start this rivalry game.
Bit of a wash, though, because on the other side, Owen Valley made a mistake as well, but you would have liked to capitalize on that mistake.
As that's going to be a 3.
That was by Keaton Richardson.
Keaton Richardson gets Owen Valley on the board. But then Balcom, Trevor Taylor, he gonna fire, and it's good for Trevor Taylor. And he likes to silence the Owen Valley student section. As it is a 3-3 tie right now, early on in this game. Trevor Taylor on the floor, Keto to Balcom. Balcom lays it up and in.
We talked about it last week about Balcom's evolution, as he's always been a great role player, but being a willing scorer now. You got to see it right there.
There's the block by Bannister on Atkinson. Here comes Balcom. Count it for Tate Balcom. That's on Keaton Richardson. His first, team's first. Tate Balcom at the line. Balcom, again, a kid that has really inserted himself into the starting lineup.
Yeah, just a reminder, last season averaged 1.5 points per game in 23 games he played.
And it's a steal for Balcom, and he's going to lay it up and in. And all of a sudden, it's a 10-3 lead for Edgewood, and this Mustang crowd is alive.
Oh, they are feeding off this energy.
There's an air ball. And they're going to let the students hear it. Atkinson will be fouled. He'll get to, that's going to be on Joe Keto. That's his first. Owen Valley will have it out of bounds. Man, that was just a crazy situation as Bannister gets called for the foul. Edgewood fans won the clean block.
He had a bit of a push up before the block, though, so either way, that was going to be a foul called.
That is his first. Stephen Atkinson at the line. He is the guy that the Patriots rely on as one of their top scorers. Can step out, hit the shot, loves to drive inside. Very well at cutting to the basket. I got to see Owen Valley's game against Robinson, Illinois in the Wabash Valley Classic in Terre Haute, and it was one of those games that was a very slow-paced game, but Owen Valley capable of hitting those outside shots and getting to the basket, but they just weren't able to close it down the stretch.
And also a good defender, but he was called for the foul there, as he will have to take care of Coleman Sater this game.
That's the first on Atkinson. Coleman Sater was so close last week to 2 double-doubles. He's already had a couple this year, and his game has evolved. He had 20 and 9 against South Putnam last week.
You have to give so much credit to J.B. Neal and his staff. We've mentioned Tate Balcom, we've mentioned Coleman Sater. There's other players on here, players who average a point or less than a point per game, who have become pivotal scorers on this team. That talks to the coaching and being able to have them just step into these spots that were needed.
There's a 3 for Keaton Richardson, his second 3 of the night.
And if he can continue to hit that, that's going to really help Owen Valley tonight.
Bannister wants to answer with the 3 of his own. It is short. Atkinson with the rebound. This is Drew Motter for Owen Valley. Now the Patriots would love to slow this down a little bit. There's the feed inside. Atkinson taken away by Joe Quito. Trevor Taylor. Bannister. Sater to Bannister. Kicks it to Quito. Fakes the shot in the air. Now Taylor recovers and Balcom's going to reset. Gets it to Quito. That is taken away by Brandon Bonebreak, number 23. Now Owen Valley setting up their offense. Again, not a team that wants to play at the pace Edgewood wants to play at. There is a miss, and Sater with the rebound. That was a miss by Bonebreak. Sater flies to the basket.
Sater just did an excellent, it was just excellent going coast to coast. And it's just an amazing contrast of styles of it taking like 8 seconds for Owen Valley to bring the ball up. And that's what they want to do. And it took Coleman Sater like 4 seconds to go the full length of the court and score.
And he goes to the basket again, and Atkinson gets called for the foul. Now he's got to be careful because that's his second. And he also doesn't agree with the call.
Personal foul, number 50, Atkinson, Sater to shoot two.
Usually never agree when you get called for a foul. And it goes double when it's a rivalry game.
You definitely do not want to pick up a big-time technical in this game. Sater at the line, and he hits. And now we're going to see Derek Farkas and Kyle Rogers, two more guys that are capable of knocking down those shots.
And have come fill in for a team that lost a lot of pieces. But like I said, JB Neal and his staff did an excellent job preparing these players to step up in these situations. And also the can't give enough credit to the players as well. But again, just an excellent job of coaching by JB Neal and his staff.
Yeah, 3 starters come back, Quito, Taylor, and Bannister. And then you had to replace Chayton Howard, who's now at IU Southeast. And then it was really that 5th spot was between Caleb Norris and Jace Collier as well. But Sater and Balcom have asserted themselves into those spots. Motter misses the shot, tapped around. Atkinson strong to the basket, can't finish, and Sater comes up with it. Here comes Edgewood. Trevor Taylor, 3, strong. Battle for it underneath, and then it is Richardson with the rebound.
And that's something that Owen Valley is going to need to learn. Being a foot off of Trevor Taylor still means he's open.
You do not leave any of the Edgewood shooters, give them any room whatsoever. Ty Raudebush, number 12. As again, Edgewood, this is what Edgewood wants to do. Frustrate Owen Valley. Atkinson to the basket, and he scores.
Atkinson does just an excellent job of using his bigger body to be able to kind of just bulldoze over some players, and just excellent control of the ball as well.
As Taylor has it, gets it to Rogers. He's going to fire it. It's no good. Long rebound, and it's chased down by Taylor. Going to give it to Joe Quito. To Kyle Rogers. Quito. Gets it to Farkas. Taylor. Sater in traffic, musters it up, no good. Farkas there for the putback. 8-point lead for the Mustangs.
And that's the problem, is that excellent job by Edgewood just being able to have weak side rebounders.
As a shot, no good for Raudebush, and here comes Edgewood. Quito gets it to Rogers, cross court, Taylor. To Farkas. Quito baseline, and then just bounce pass to Farkas, goes out of bounds. Now we're going to see Houston Holmes and Balcom back in. Sater and Rogers are going to come out, and Bannister is going to come in, and Quito's going to come out.
It's going to be fascinating seeing Owen Valley's defense in this game trying to perpetually stop a team that's full of shooters.
Full of shooters and loves to score. Edgewood averages this season, they just come in averaging 71.6, 51.5.
3 by Drew Mulder, or Motter.
Drew Motter cuts it, lead to 5. As we're inside a minute, again, a fast first quarter, entertaining first quarter. Taylor thought about it. Holmes to Balcom. Owen Valley does not really go deep. They go about 7 or 8 deep off their bench. So that's another thing to watch if Edgewood continues this pace. Holmes, Bannister, Balcom, Taylor, to Balcom. Nice pass to Holmes in the lane, and Holmes gets the bounce. And that's the end of the first quarter. Edgewood 20, Owen Valley 13 here on Smithville Sports.
Welcome to Technology Powered by Smithville. Let our welcoming and friendly staff help you with your technology needs. Stop by to get Smithville Cellular Extra plans on the latest devices. Get routers and tech products at great prices. Plus, if you're a Smithville customer, you can pay your bill and change services. Come see us at the Clear Creek Crossing Plaza or check us out at smithville.com/technology. Technology powered by Smithville, Bloomington's communications and tech store.
As we welcome you back to the Mustang Corral, Edgewood in control over Owen Valley, 20-13 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball on Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jacobson. And Quinn, it's like a heavyweight fight. It's going to be a 12-round knockout fight with Edgewood getting the upper advantage so far.
And to go back to that last possession, that is the perfect encapsulation of why some places continue to love not having a shot clock. They started the possession with about 45 seconds left, and by not having a shot clock to have to force them to shoot, they were able to just continuously try to find the best look right before the buzzer, which they did on an excellent pass to Houston Holmes. That is, I've always been someone who appreciates the shot clock, but that possession really made me appreciate how not having the shot clock can lead to beautiful basketball.
As Cam Bannister gets his first 2 of the night and increases this Edgewood lead. Owen Valley with the ball, and you can tell that Owen Valley not thrilled to play at this pace. That's a 3 for Richardson. It is too strong, and Holmes with the rebound.
Yeah, definitely worry about fatigue once you get into like the third and fourth quarter. They're definitely going to need to survive in this game. They're definitely going to need to slow down this, make sure this pace gets a little bit closer to theirs before the half.
Keto misses the 3, and Drew Motter comes down with the rebound.
Just comes down to the old adage, you can't score 30 points in one shot.
There's Houston Holmes with the steal, battle for it. Ball is loose, and then it is last touched by Edgewood. They're going to call a jump ball, and Roger Fleetwood is not very happy with that one, as you see him not agreeing. The veteran coach, great shot by our camera crew to get the close-up of Fleetwood, and he is still going ballistic.
I mean, it's not a fact of that Owen Valley got the ball, it's that they wasted a possession arrow on it.
So Owen Valley does get the ball, and I can still see Fleetwood still yelling down there on the bench. Here comes the Patriots. Corey Byerly, 24. Short, rebound Bannister. Nice pass, Bannister to Holmes, and he just floats it up there for his 4th point.
Just like his shot at the end of the first quarter, he has a nice little floater. He's able to show it going towards the rim and now baseline.
Nice pass inside, and Corey Byerly finishes for Owen Valley. And now they're going to call a 30-second timeout. And now
he's talking to them. He's still angry about that.
So he still, as you see, the great shot by our camera crew as he's wanting an explanation. Now he's going to his team. And we talked about, there you see J.B. Neal. He's done a great job since he's been here at Edgewood. He's won a couple conference titles. He's won the sectional title last year. He's looking for another conference championship this season. Won the Wabash Valley Classic a year ago. I mean, he's really lifted this Edgewood program to just to keeps that tradition going. Coached by assistant Jeff Harrington, as Joe Keto will inbound or bring it for Edgewood. Gets it to Bannister. Bannister inside over Atkinson. It's short. And Motter's going to bring it up for the Patriots. They're going to say Owen Valley touched it last. The Edgewood ball is Coleman Sater is going to check back in, replacing Houston Holmes. Houston Holmes, who missed the first 5 games of the year, has really done a great job since he's been back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He just added another weapon to a team that was already ranked in the top 10 of Class 3A before he even came back.
Yeah, Edgewood is down to 9th in Class 3A this week after they were up to as high as 3rd after the Christmas break, as Bannister finishes and he has 4. Mishawaka Marion is the #1 team in Class 3A, and that's going to be a palming violation on Keaton Richardson. Now we're going to see Ty Raudebush come back in, replacing Byerly. And you're going to see Kyle Rogers come in for Edgewood, replacing Balcom. Series history between these two since 1994. Edgewood leads 25-10. Edgewood 9-0 in sectionals, 1-0 in the Wabash Valley tournament. They have won the last 7. January 24, 2014, Owen Valley won 36-35 at Spencer. January 18, 2013, Owen Valley won over here 64-63. Inside to Sater, battle for it. Sater with the offensive board. Rogers a 3, no good.
Oh, this place was about to explode if it went in.
As Atkinson with the rebound. And it's a very good Mustang Corral crowd tonight for this rivalry game. Owen Valley located in Spencer, just 10 miles down the road from Ellettsville on State Road 46. Atkinson can't handle it. Richardson, or Bonebreak leaves it short. Raudebush can't finish, and Sater with the rebound.
And it's just discombobulation as Rogers for 3, no good.
Rogers misses the 3. Sater tries to save it. The ball is bouncing everywhere, and now it is Drew Motter with it for Owen Valley. Bonebreak with it, gets it back to Motter as we approach 4 minutes to go here before halftime. Stay tuned, we'll have a great halftime feature for you. Owen Valley girls commanding win over Edgewood earlier tonight. Daisha Drake dominates for Owen Valley as Raudebush is shot in and out, rebounded by Taylor. Rogers gets it to Bannister. Gets it to Keto. Taylor. And there's a little Edgewood chance wanting to know the Edgewood students giving the chant. Sater puts it on the floor, and it is blocked.
That was gutsy of Atkinson. He has 2 fouls already.
Yeah, Atkinson, Owen Valley just 3 fouls. Atkinson has 2 of them. So he's got to be careful. Now Keto's called for the reach in. That's Joe's second, team's third.
Edgewood foul, number 2, Keto. Substitution for the Mustangs.
You're going to see Farkas come back in, Balcom.
And if you're Coach Neal, you're going to want to try to make Coach Fleetwood pay for having Atkinson in the game with 2 fouls at the moment. You want Sater to probably go right at him whenever he can in the post.
Bannister's got the defensive assignment right now on Atkinson. Inside, there's a pass into Atkinson, and he finishes. He's got 6. Nine-point lead for the Mustangs. Holmes. Bannister. Gets it to Taylor. Nice pass from Balcom inside to Holmes, and Houston Holmes has 6. Lead is 11. There is Bone Break. Gets it to Atkinson, and then they will call Edgewood for the foul.
Edgewood foul, number 4, Balcom.
So that's the first on Balcom, team's 4th for Edgewood. As Modder's going to inbound it for Owen Valley. Baseball pass, dangerous. Into the hands of Trevor Taylor. Going to the basket, and Taylor gets his 5th point of the night. Trevor Taylor quiet so far in this game.
Yeah, and it's just a next man up mentality. We mentioned Houston Holmes with 6 points off the bench. There are Tate Balcom with, I believe, 8 points. They have their stars. Edgewood has its star in Trevor Taylor, but he has plenty of capable players. If you try to focus in on Taylor, that will beat you.
As Modder got that last basket, he's got 5. Taylor's going to drop it off for Holmes. He loses it. Modder with the steal. 2-on-2. Modder going 1-on-1 with Bannister. And quickly, Bannister seals him off. Bone break for 3, and he got it.
Huge 3 on that possession for Owen Valley. Bone break was kind of just lost in the shuffle and was able to make Edgewood pay.
Farkas to the basket, and Atkinson got a piece of it, but Farkas scores his 4th. There's a steal. Balcom left it short, chased down between Atkinson and Balcom, and they're going to get Balcom for the foul.
Balcom is literally like a slingshot. He's willing to dive at anything.
He's definitely become this team's emotional leader throughout this season. He gets his team fired up. He loves to get in the faces of the other guys. He loves to clap his hands and get them going a little bit.
He's basically the type of player that if you don't leave this game battered and bruised, you weren't playing hard enough.
Absolutely. He's probably a kid that, you know, if he's on your team, you love him. If he's on the other team, you don't really care for him. I think that's kind of the mentality he has. Atkinson with it, and you see Edgewood being able to, you know, double team every time Atkinson touches it. Now the students trying to mess with them a little bit. Modder to the basket, misses it, and the horn sounds as Bannister fires a shot. No good as Edgewood leads 32-22. As we look at the highlights so far, Edgewood doing it from outside. Taylor with the bucket. Balcom inside. Balcom inside again, getting contact. Then Modder hits the 3 for Owen Valley. It's been an entertaining first half. Houston Holmes comes off the bench with 6. There's Trevor Taylor inside. He's got 5. Modder the floater. And then Bone break a big 3 as Edgewood in control, 32-22 here on Smithville Sports. We welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School as Edgewood in control, over Owen Valley, 32-22, as we get ready to start the second half. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball here on Smithville Sports alongside Quinn Saturday. I am Nick Jenkinson, and Quinn, it's a balanced effort for Edgewood, but the biggest thing is 10 bench points for the Mustangs to 2 for the Patriots.
Yeah, that's a huge difference, and looking at the score of 10, that's what's so important and special about this Edgewood team, is that even when their starters take a break, the onslaught continues. Houston Holmes was a big part of that with 6 points off the bench, and Brian Farkas also had 4 points, I believe.
Yeah, Derek Farkas with 4 points for Edgewood as Mustangs control bounce pass, working that ball around, and it's going inside to Sater. He gets fouled and will get to go to the line.
Overall, though, Owen Valley does need to be proud of themselves. Only allowing 32 points and a half to Edgewood is a pretty big deal. Just unfortunately for them, they weren't able to capitalize on the offensive end.
Coleman Sater at the line, just a sophomore. But as we talked about in the past broadcast, what a special class that he and Trevor Taylor could be if they continue at this pace. And he misses that one. His first miss tonight, 5 of 6 at the line for Sater. Owen Valley with it. Interested to see what they do with Atkinson, because he had 6 in the first half. He picked up 2 fouls as well.
He still needs to be. He's still in a very important part of this offense and on defense as well. They're probably going to keep him out there as long as possible.
And he drives inside past Taylor and gets it to go for his 8th point of the night. Bannister, Balcom, Keto. Gets it to Taylor. Bannister. Taylor puts up a shot in the lane, no good. Rebounded by Richardson. Atkinson gonna bring it up. Slows it down, gets it to Bone Break. Motter. Guarded by Balcom. Atkinson flying to the basket, too strong. Rebound Balcom, he's gonna push it. Gets it to Taylor on the bounce, back to Balcom. Keto. In the lane, nice feed to Trevor Taylor.
Basket by Taylor.
Excellent cut by Taylor, and that is just kind of epitomizes that first half, is that Edgewood's spacing is just so great, and they're great at cutting as well. Deadly combination.
As Bone Break hits the 2, lead is 9, but Edgewood quickly gets it up the floor. Malcolm, Keto.
Here's the thing, though. Owen Valley, this half is starting in Owen Valley's favor. While Edgewood is still scoring the basketball, they're having to work really hard for it.
As Keto can't hit the 3, but an offensive board. There is Taylor, floats it up, and it's going to count for Edgewood.
I've talked about it in many past broadcasts, Trevor Taylor's ability to absorb contact and go to the basket. Just a sophomore, I can definitely see by senior year, he's going to be probably one of the best players we've ever seen in terms of driving to the basket. I mean, he almost already is.
And it's a timeout for Owen Valley, a 30-second timeout. As just a reminder, Edgewood was to play Greencastle tomorrow night. That game has been canceled because of the impending weather that is coming our way overnight tonight into tomorrow. Our next broadcast will be next Saturday night when Bedford North Lawrence plays here at Edgewood. JV at 6, Varsity at 7:30. And in that game for Bedford North Lawrence, we will see Brayton Bailey, the son of the all-time leading scorer in Indiana high school history and Indiana University great Damon Bailey. Damon is an assistant coach on that team, so he will be here in the house along with Brayton Bailey, wearing, of course, Dad's number 22 that he wore at IU. Now, Damon did not wear 22 in high school. He actually wore 32, so when he changed it coming to IU, but they will be here next Saturday. That's our next game, Bedford North Lawrence and Edgewood next week. Edgewood and Greencastle, although they're not going to get to play tomorrow, they could see each other down the road in that crossover matchup here in a couple weeks for the championship. Greencastle is 3-1, and so is West Vigo. Greencastle has the tiebreaker over West Vigo. Sullivan and South Putt at 2-2, North Putt and Northview at 1-3. Again, Edgewood wins tonight. They will win the WIC East and host the crossover championship in 2 weeks. Owen Valley would love to spoil that. Atkinson to the basket. He gets fouled and will go to the line.
Personal foul, number 10, Bannister.
That's on Bannister, his second.
Atkinson shooting 2.
And Stephen Atkinson at the line. He hits that. He'll have one more.
14, Farkas replacing
Derek
Bannister.
Farkas going to check back in for Edgewood, replacing Bannister.
And I really like the fact, I mentioned that Coach Neal could take, JV Neal could take advantage of it, but I really like that Roger Flea would let Atkinson play some of that first half. I've never really been that big of a fan, especially when it's your best player, to take them out for the rest of the half, because you don't want to take them out of a rhythm. Instead, make it like an extended break. Explain to him what he needs to do, be careful, and then go out there, because right now he isn't having that long layover, and he's staying in rhythm in this second half.
Yeah, Edgewood, Owen Valley's only played 6 guys. Edgewood's played 8 so far. There is Balcom, Farkas, cutting through a couple Patriots, a lot of contact, and Farkas gets fouled.
Personal foul number 12, Raudebush.
That is on Raudebush. That's his third.
Farkas shooting 2.
Team's third. Derek Farkas at the line. Farkas misses.
Substitution number 24.
And there is Corey Byerly going to replace Raudebush. The only sub for Owen Valley so far. Farkas with one more. He gets that to go. Again, this lead has been filtering right around the 9 to 11 points. Now Atkinson going to bring it up against Sater. Double teamed. Bone break. Jumper. Good.
Basket, bone break.
He's got 7. Lead is 9. Keto to Balcom to Taylor. Floater over Atkinson, left it short. Byerly with the rebound.
Yeah, and this is very important right now for Owen Valley to, instead of trying to hurry up and trying to get this lead down quickly, to play their game, to play at a slower pace and frustrate Edgewood.
Yeah, Owen Valley's a team that averages just 47.8 points a game. Nice pass from Atkinson into Bone Break, and Bone Break converts and will get to go to the line.
Bone Break made that really crucial 3 near the end of the first half, and since then he has been on fire. Hasn't been doing it on the outside shot, but has been able to find many other ways to score.
Farkas is first, and he'll go out
Bannister replaces Farkas.
as Houston Holmes is going to come back in, replacing Sater. Bone Break with 9 points so far for Owen Valley. Edgewood student section going to let him hear it as he goes to the line, but he hits the free throw. Lead is now 6. Edgewood needing a run here. As Malcolm gets it to Bannister. Taylor gets it to Balcom. 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Taylor baseline, dangerous. Balcom gonna fire it in and out. Motter with the rebound. Gets it to Atkinson, now he brings it across. Guarded by Taylor. Puts a shot up, too strong.
Was too afraid of the charge.
Leaves it to Taylor, back to Keto. Now they're going to pass it around. Bannister puts up the shot off the glass for Bannister.
Timeout taken by the Mustangs.
JB Neal wants a 30-second timeout. 2:26 to go here in quarter number 3. This has been such a fast-paced game. We've not been able to really catch our breath much so far. It's been an entertaining game for as both teams. You know, I always equivalent this to Duke and Carolina. You know, they're Duke and Carolina are 8 miles apart. These two schools 10 miles apart. And Tobacco Road, I think, is State Road 46. It's, you know, that's how I equivalent it. You see Roger Fleetwood giving some encouragement to Stephen Atkinson in the huddle.
Yeah, Stephen Atkinson, also just a sophomore, so the start of a budding rivalry between him and Trevor Taylor and Coleman Sater.
Yeah, definitely a sophomore class.
Oh, and Brombrake is also a sophomore as well.
It's a sophomore class. You've got Isaac Venzel from Bloomington North, a sophomore. Connor Hickman from Bloomington South, a sophomore. I think Noah Jager from South is a sophomore as well. So you got a really entertaining class of kids in this area that are coming up here as Taylor's going to get called for the offensive foul.
You can tell a little bit of frustration from Taylor. He wants to try to take over this game, but Owen Valley just has not made it possible for him.
10 points for Taylor, so still in double figures every game so far except for Sullivan when he scored 7 points. Atkinson inside. Nice bank shot for Atkinson. And it's been Atkinson and Bonebreak leading the charge for the Patriots. Holmes, nice shot in the lane for Holmes. He's got 8.
Kind of a standstill floater, but still, I classify it as a floater because he only shot it up with one hand. Still an excellent shot. That is becoming a real weapon for Houston Holmes.
Yeah, he's got a really nice inside game. Also can hit the mid-range shot as well. 3 on the way. It is no good. Byerly offensive rebound. And he musters up a shot against Holmes. And he gets his 4 points of the night. 43-37. Holmes baseline. Nothing but net. He's in double figures. Holmes in double figures for just the second time this season.
Yeah, Holmes has definitely been the biggest impact on this Edgewood team, especially right now where it feels like Edgewood is kind of stagnant against a impending Owen Valley run. Owen Valley's student section, which is over here because of the short distance, has really gotten into it here in the second half. And I feel like the momentum is kind of trying to shift towards the Patriots, but Houston Holmes is like, nah, this is still my house.
Yeah, he scored 12 against Sullivan. That was his high. That was the game Taylor and Sater struggled. And there is Houston Holmes again, and he has tied his season high with 12. Houston Holmes all of a sudden put Edgewood on his back.
That's why I said it's so special about this team is Atkinson for 3. He hits that.
And he fires up the Owen Valley student section. Lead is 7. Bannister inside, too strong, taps it out. Taquito. To Bannister. Keto lays it up at the buzzer and it goes in and out. Edgewood in control. Fourth quarter coming up next on Smithville Sports.
Whether you need an awesome wrap for your truck, a new look for your sports car, or simply some great window tinting, Van Horn has you covered. Need accessories like step bars, bug shields, or toolboxes? Or how about a neon clock for the garage or den? Van Horn can take care of it. With years of experience, Van Horn gives you the professional look with the quality you deserve. Stop by our shop in Ellettsville, the large building behind McDonald's, or give us a call at 812-876-2230. You can also visit our website at vanhorn1.com. Van Horn Tent and Accessories, the place for your custom vehicle needs.
As we welcome you back to Edgewood High School, there is Roger Fleetwood, veteran coach. He is going to try to he is big fourth quarter coming up as OV trails to Edgewood 47-40. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball on Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. And Quinn, Owen Valley not going away in this game.
Yeah, they have really come to life here in this third quarter. Their student section, which traveled the 10-mile distance, has gotten into it. Atkinson and Bonebreak have also done an exceptional job of keeping the Patriots in this. It's a 7-point game, but it feels a lot closer right now. And that, like, at the quick tip of a hat, things could change very drastically.
Edgewood wins tonight, and they clinch the WIC East Division. Owen Valley wins, and then things get a little bit complicated. Motter for three. And it is now within 4. Balcom, Taylor, short. Bannister taps it out. Atkinson with the rebound.
I can't say enough about how good the Owen Valley defense has been in this second half.
Bone break, no good. Holmes is going to get called for the over the back. And it's going to be Sater coming in and Holmes going out. And now Roger Fleetwood is going to take a 60-second timeout. Well, while we have a second, we would like to thank all our crew, the hardworking women and men behind the scenes, Rob Ramsey, Nadir Noon, Catherine Jankowski on the deck, on the cameras, Nate Alarcon, Clemente Tirado, and Ethan Tashida, Jeremy Nutter doing scores, you and I doing commentary. We thank you all for everything that you do and throughout the football and basketball seasons, and it's been an entertaining one. Again, a reminder, no game tomorrow night. The Edgewood Greencastle game postponed. That was the game we were supposed to do, but postponed due to the impending weather. So next Saturday, it is Bedford North Lawrence here at Edgewood. That will be another fun one to do. Battle of 4A against 3A, and that in fact will be now Edgewood's next game is Bedford North Lawrence. Then the crossover to 25th. They will play Monrovia January 26th at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. January 31st at Bloomington North, February 9th at Orleans, February 12th at Northview, February 15th at Mitchell, and then Eastern Green to close it out February 21st. Now Motter's going to throw it into the backcourt to Byerly, and Motter's going to come back and bring it up. Bone break, he went back into the backcourt, could have been called for the over and back. Misses a shot, Sater with the rebound. Sater going to push. Bannister back to Sater. Sater scores.
And that's another reason why Houston Holmes has been so important, is because Sater's been able to take a breather during the good majority of the third quarter, as Bannister, excellent job fighting and taking it in.
Bannister took it away from Atkinson. Atkinson won the chump ball. He doesn't get it, and Bannister scores. I tell you what, Atkinson sometimes gets too caught up in the game and needs to just refocus on the game instead of the call. And then Balcom's going to get called for the foul. His third. But I've noticed that a couple times with Atkinson. He just gets too caught up sometimes in the call and doesn't focus back on his play. Three on the way for Keaton Richardson.
Keaton Richardson had a couple of big threes in the first quarter, has a third one right here.
That's 9 points for Richardson. Keto, short, Atkinson the board. And then Keto deflects it out of bounds, and it's going to be off Richardson. Roger Fleetwood does not agree, and it's Edgewood ball.
Keto is such a blur when it comes to the. I don't think he's scored in this game yet.
He has not scored in this game.
But he has still made himself a factor. We've mentioned this a couple times this season. He still makes himself a factor with his defense and his ability to find his teammates for open buckets.
Keto yet to score, but again, he does it in so many other ways. He doesn't need to score. Taylor for three. In and out. Houston Holmes put back and score. Houston Holmes with a season high of 14. That's on Byerly. That's his first.
And I love this lineup of having both Holmes and Sater out there.
And he misses that one. Sater the offensive rebound. And Edgewood's going to reset. Sater going up against Atkinson to Rogers. Atkinson still just with 2 fouls. Edgewood has not gone at him. There's Sater going up against him. Taken away. This is bone break, one-on-one with Keto. He misses it. Holmes with it. Up ahead, Taylor one-on-one with Atkinson. Taylor scores.
Again, that was a huge setup by Keto. Just his ability, he's such a quick twitch athlete, just able to go right in and immediately, the fear of him coming in and poking the ball loose caused that layup to go off. And then on the other end, again, I cannot say enough about how great of a driver Trevor Taylor is. Excellent job to get this and one.
Trevor Taylor comes into the night at 21 points a game, and he gets that one to go. 13 for Taylor, and the lead is 10. Atkinson underneath Byerly. Sater going to be called for the foul. Edgewood wanted the block.
Personal foul, number 21, Holmes.
And that's going to be the 7th on Edgewood, so that's going to put Owen Valley in the bonus for the rest of the game.
They call Holmes instead. That's his second. Byerly at the line. Only sub off the bench for Owen Valley tonight. He has 4 points. So one, Byerly gets that to go. Rogers back in, Bannister out. And then Raudebush is getting ready to check in to replace Byerly. Byerly's second is good, and he'll come out with 6.
For the Patriots, number 12, Raudebush replacing Byerly.
8-point lead approaching 5 minutes to go. Nice crowd here on hand at Edgewood. Yeah, Edgewood trying to extend this.
Rogers is wide open. You don't want to do that ever.
And Rogers not scoring. Sater to the basket. Taylor with the rebound and put back.
I mentioned that he wanted to take over the game in that third quarter. Was kind of unable to. Right now, he's imposing his will, though.
Trevor Taylor has come to play here in this second half. Atkinson guarded by Sater, and they're going to call Sater for the foul.
And that was only because he didn't have his feet planted at all. He was basically able to just work Sater, basically let him do whatever he wanted, kind of carried him on his back almost as he drove to the basket.
So Stephen Atkinson at the line. Shot is up and good. 16 so far for Atkinson. Just a sophomore, and he misses. Taylor, the rebound. Nine-point lead. Keto gets it inside to Sater, kicks it out. Rogers. Bounce pass to Sater. He bobbles it, gets it back. Rogers got Motter off his feet a couple times, unable to get the shot off.
But that's smart defense.
As Motter deflects it and Radovich takes it away, now it's into the hands of Motter.
That's why I pointed out in that last possession he was wide open, because it's one of the few times he's been able to. They've done an excellent job of making sure he can't get open.
Yeah, one of the leading three-point shooters on this team has not scored this evening. 3.5, approaching 3.5 to go. Owen Valley not done yet. Bone break, and he can't score.
Oh, that would have been huge.
Personal foul, number 2,
Keto gets called for the foul. He's trying to ask the ref if he felt like bone break gave him kind of the arm. Bone break at the line. He hits the free throw. He's got one more. Lead is 8.
Just a reminder on the timeout situation. 4 left for Edgewood, 3 for Owen Valley.
As he hits the second one, lead is 7. Taylor. Again, Edgewood wins. They win the WIC East. Owen Valley wants to make it difficult. Sater. Holmes. Good for Houston Holmes. And it is a timeout by Edgewood with 2:58 to go.
It's full timeout when play resumes. Bannister.
As you see the Mustang huddle, you see Chuck Stouter and Brad Moorhead assistants as well, along with Jeff Harrington, the JV coach, and JB Neal, the head coach for Edgewood. Oh, we got, as we're closing in here.
You know what I just noticed? It's a Patriots versus a horse rivalry. I think I've heard that before somewhere.
Yeah, you have to. It's you know, Patriots against the ponies, and we have that in football somewhere. As you got, it's one of the fun. I think this is one of the most entertaining rivalries to be a part of. I mean, while I didn't grow up with this rivalry, I've been involved doing some PA work for Edgewood for several years, and I've grown to enjoy it and be a part of this rivalry, and it's a fun one to call, and we'll look forward to it every time these two meet. And it's always a battle no matter what.
And there's definitely some pride after the way that the Edgewood football team embarrassed the Owen Valley football team earlier this season.
That was a game that we had. It was 66-6 on the Edgewood red turf this season. Bone break for 3. And this lead is 6. Edgewood needs an answer. Owen Valley needs a stop. Bannister gets fouled, will go to the line.
Bannister, an 82% free throw shooter, so not the player that you want to go to the line if you're Owen Valley.
Personal foul number 22, Richardson.
That's going to be on Keaton Richardson.
Bannister shooting 2.
As he hits that one. One more for Bannister. And it is good. Again, 62-54, approaching 2:20, about 2:18 to go here. We're having a little difficulty with our scores. We will try to get that as soon as we can. As Richardson misses the shot. Taylor going to take it to the basket.
Basket by Taylor.
As it is 64-54 inside 2 minutes to go. As we're, again, having some technical difficulties with the scores, and we'll try to get that fixed ASAP. Atkinson blocked by Bannister.
And that's just emblematic of Bannister his entire 4 years here at Edgewood. Such a team player, someone who has been starting since the sophomore season, but has taken a bit of a back seat to Sater as the secondary scorer here in his senior season, but still able to contribute in so many ways.
He has done it in so many ways. He's been a complete team player. You know, while he's not always a scorer, he takes care of things on the both ways. Again, you see the score with 1:26 to go here. As Edgewood looking to clinch the division. Again, they will play their game with Greencastle postponed tomorrow because of the impending weather. As Roudabush open underneath, Sater blocks it. Sater blocks it from behind.
I think I have the perfect name for Coleman, the pogo stick, because he literally just jumps in at the last second and is able to he especially see it on an offensive rebound. He literally just pops up higher than anyone else.
Coleman Sater, what a game. As we are inside about a minute left. Lead is 10, 64-54. Joe Quito takes it away. Houston Holmes to the basket, can't finish. Sater, the rebound, battle for it. Motter recovers.
45 seconds left.
Three, and it's a foul. Richardson's fouled on the three. Richardson fouled on the three.
Personal foul, number 2, Quito.
As Quito gets called for his fourth. And now it is 2 shots all the way for Owen Valley.
64-54 with 43.9 left.
And we apologize, our score's not working. As Richardson at the line, he's got 9 tonight, and he hits that, makes it 10. Or makes it 9. Now it's going to be a timeout called.
Timeout taken by the Mustangs.
It's going to be an Edgewood timeout
Correction
here,
by the Patriots.
or by Owen Valley.
It is a full timeout.
As you see the score with 43.9 to go, 64-55. Well, I'll tell you what, Edgewood probably, even though they wanted to play tomorrow night against Greencastle, you know that they probably are actually glad to get a little bit of a respite after this game. You know, you and I have different perspectives on rivalries. Obviously, growing up in this area, I'm more accustomed to these big rivalries and know a lot as you see the Edgewood student section. But what is this? You've now been a part of this a couple times, not only in football and basketball. What is this rivalry to you?
It's personal. That's what it feels like. And you kind of told me about this, and I was like, I never really. Coming from Florida, at least in my background, we didn't have like a huge rival like this, that it was like a personal. We always had more of a us against the world mentality, but this actually feels like a personal bout between these teams. When something happens to their team, they think it's the fans feel it happening to them.
Yeah, like they've said, Tom Anderson said it best. It's like the Hatfields and the McCoys when these two teams get together, as it is an 8-point lead, 64-56. Now Owen Valley is going to put the press on. It's going to be on Atkinson, and that is 4 on Atkinson.
Yeah, and they're going to need to decide who can help cover for Atkinson to force the foul, because you don't want him going out of the game.
And Roger Fleetwood yelling to Steven Atkinson that he's got 4, so he has to be careful. Bannister at the line, and he misses. Atkinson with the rebound. Approaching 30 seconds to go. Owen Valley has got to try to get a shot off. There's Richardson to the basket. And Roger Fleetwood wants a timeout.
That was a defensive lapse for that lane to just be wide open like that.
Will be checking into the Mustang lineup.
So it's, I think Owen Valley's has used all 5 of their timeouts. As you hear the Edgewood pep band, it's been loud in here all night long.
I definitely feel like I have lost a bit of my hearing.
The Edgewood pep band the Edgewood band won a state championship in the fall of 2018, and you see their cheerleaders and their student section getting all fired up, and they won not only did they win in football this year, but they won another one in boys basketball. But remember, these two teams are in the same sectional, so they can always meet again, depending on the draw. There's Roger Fleetwood, as we said earlier, won a state championship in Georgia in 2005. Coached a guy by the name of Lou Williams, who now plays with the LA Clippers in the NBA. Williams actually jumped out of high school to the NBA, was going to go to Georgia and changed his mind. But Roger Fleetwood in Indy, actually a Brown County grad, so he's no stranger to Edgewood over the years.
Yeah, that's the person you want to get in if you're Edgewood.
And Trevor Taylor gets fouled.
Taylor, 83% free throw shooter on the season.
Modern commits the foul, just his first. And now Bannister's going to come in and Rogers is going out.
Bannister replacing Rogers.
I feel that's kind of the offense for defensive substitutions that you see at the end of games. Trevor Taylor, just a sophomore, averages 21 a game. He gets that one to go. 18 for Taylor tonight, so close to that average, and he makes it 19.
Had only 5 in the first half. The really huge second half by Taylor.
Scored double figures for every game except for Sullivan when he had 7. Now Byerly leaves it way short. And he's going to miss. Houston Holmes is going to rebound. And then Bonebreak's going to commit the foul, even though Atkinson was trying to tell him not to foul. And Edgewood's going to close it out. So Edgewood is going to win the Western Indiana Conference East Division. They will host the game here in 2 weeks. And Houston Holmes at the line. Who they play is still up in the air. It could be Greencastle, it could be West Vigo, depending on results tonight. As Holmes scores again. Bannister ends up in double figures with 10 as well. And then Traylor with the block. They're just going to dribble this out. Edgewood's going to win it 68-58. And Edgewood is the Western Indiana Conference East Division champions. You see the highlights. Trevor Taylor, beautiful pass from Joe Quito. Taylor again inside. Owen Valley did not quit, but they got the lead down to 6, but couldn't get any closer. Houston Holmes, big game off the bench. Stephen Atkinson leads the way for Owen Valley. Coleman Sater back to Bannister to Sater. Bannister double figures tonight, just takes that away and scores. Taylor, as the Edgewood students storm the floor, Houston Holmes scores. Then there is Taylor with the layup and 1. As you see the Edgewood student section, Edgewood wins by 10 for all the hardworking women and men behind the scenes. For my partner Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. Thank you for watching. and good night from Ellettsville.